This is Steph from Double Move Sports, and you're watching the Fantasy Film Room. Prior to Week 12, this player was the 17th highest scoring wide receiver in PPR leagues. He's a player that hasn't been talked about much, and he's been thrown to by a backup quarterback. His ADP coming into 2019 was 59th overall, and he was taken in the 5th or 6th round in most fantasy drafts. In 2019, this player averages over 6 receptions and 82 yards a game and 13.3 yards per reception. He averages 9.4 targets per game, which is 7th most in the NFL amongst all players this season. His average PPR points are 16.1. Believe it or not, this player is the Carolina Panthers' DJ Moore. In Week 12 against the Saints, who are 20th against wide receivers this season, Moore had a monster game. He caught 6 of 9 targets for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's 31.4 fantasy points in PPR scoring. His closest game to that has been in Week 2 against Tampa Bay, where he put up 17.9 points. So was Week 12 an outlier? Have we truly seen the upside in DJ Moore that we saw some flashes of in his rookie year? Is Moore officially an auto start? And what is the impact of Kyle Allen at quarterback? Let's break it down. This game was one of the best of the Week 12 matchups and came down to the wire. It ended in a shootout as the Saints won with a walk-off field goal, final score 34-31. The Saints go up early, scoring on their first drive and again after Carolina muffs a punt. The game so far for the Panthers has been handoffs to Christian McCaffrey and checkdowns to Greg Olsen. That is until Norv Turner makes an excellent play call to catch the defense off guard. The Panthers run play action, and we see the cornerback start to move back to the line of scrimmage, probably expecting Kyle Allen to check it down to McCaffrey, and most of the time he would have been right. To be honest, I didn't know Kyle Allen had an arm like this that can lead his receiver downfield. The ball was placed perfectly, traveling about 40 yards through the air. Allen winds up as soon as he sees a 4.4 speed DJ Moore get separation behind the secondary. Many scouts compared him to Stephon Diggs coming into the league, and he certainly proves them right here on a 51-yard touchdown on his first target of the game. Moore's next target comes on the Panthers' next drive. They hand off to McCaffrey on back-to-back plays to open the drive, and then the Panthers run some misdirection with a fresh set of downs. They hand it off to Moore, who uses his agility and physicality at the end of the play for an 8-yard gain. The Panthers are marching down the field with 1 minute left until halftime. They move McCaffrey to the line of scrimmage as a receiver, putting them at 5 wide on 1st and 10. Moore is running a little snag route on the stick concept where the rest of the receivers run deep to pull defenders. Instead of rushing 4 men on the D-line, a defensive tackle for the Saints drops back into coverage to try to defend DJ, but it is a clear mismatch which the Panthers leverage to gain 8 yards. The Panthers reach the end zone at the end of the half and go for 2 with no time left on the clock. They run an interesting play here that the Saints made a good coverage call against. They run play action and then run this bootleg so Kyle Allen should have some options when he leaves the pocket. The receivers break to the left side like they're setting up a run block. Then Moore cuts back the other way to the outside and the receiver lined up opposite of Moore in the formation cuts across the field with him. Greg Olsen is in a mismatch at the line of scrimmage with Cameron Jordan, who was able to get past him and get physical with Moore before the next Saints defender can pick him up and make a stop. I love the play call here, but the Saints made a better call and the defenders made a play. It looks like Moore gets a shoulder injury here, but he turns out fine for the rest of the game. On Moore's first target of the second half, he has PJ Williams lined up on him on the outside. Williams is pressing Moore at the line and is able to stay with him through the route. Gotta give some credit to the cornerback here as Kyle Allen tries to give DJ a chance, but ends up overthrowing him on this 3rd and 5. Halfway through the third quarter and it's 3rd and 5 again. Moore lines up in the slot, and the Panthers run this stick concept. Everybody goes long except for Moore, who finds a soft spot between linebackers and secures this bullet pass for a first down. After reviewing the tape, I love the play calling from Norv Turner on Sunday, and I love how they use Moore on these underneath routes. I don't even count this next play as a true Moore target as it gets swatted at the line and has no real chance of being caught. I will say Kyle Allen played great in this game. If he really is the Panthers starter going forward and he continues to improve, I could see Carolina being very scary offensively with McCaffrey in the backfield as well. We're still in the third quarter here and the Panthers are still trying to fight their way back into this game. Moore runs a deep dig route. One safety blitzes, so there's only one man to help. Panthers number 10 is running a post corner and the safety gets caught in la-la land for a second. The cornerback on Moore is ready to defend the corner route and can't get turned around before Moore makes a catch. Because he had to break his stride and sees the defender coming for him, DJ uses some crazy footwork to cut to the outside and turn on the Jets. Total gain of 52 on the play. On his next target, it's a crucial third down in the red zone. The Panthers run an RPO where Allen needs to make a simple read. Hand off to McCaffrey or hit Moore, who is open in the flat after number 13 gets in the way of a defender. Moore gets the first down but does leave the field with what looks like a re-aggravation of that shoulder. Nonetheless, DJ Moore is tough and is back on the field near the top of the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 10 and the Panthers are still clawing their way back. The play breaks down, and if it weren't for that, Kyle Allen would have been able to hit an open man deep. He tries to do the best with what he has at that point and tries to squeeze it into a tight window for Moore, which he does, but Moore can't hold on to it. Based on what we've seen, he should have been able to make this reception, but he more than makes up for it when the Panthers get down to the 2-yard line. Moore runs a dig route here. He breaks inside of the line of scrimmage and then cuts inside again in the end zone. Kyle Allen drops back to throw and there's nothing there yet. It's 4th and 2 and they need to score. Allen pump fakes hard and everyone falls for it. He then steps up in the pocket and watch the chemistry here. Allen throws way behind Moore, who goes full AJ Green. He uses his body to make an incredible one-handed catch to tie this game up. Moore was never targeted on the final drive of the game. Joey Sly misses an easy field goal and the Saints drive down to win it on a 33-yard kick. To me, there is no doubt that next year DJ Moore will be one of the top 15 receivers taken off the draft board, regardless of who's throwing him the ball in 2020. Not only has he held his own as a wide receiver 1 for a team this year, he is shown to be a reliable fantasy starter to the pleasant surprise of fantasy owners that drafted him. So far, Moore has not scored a lot of touchdowns, and I certainly don't expect him to have 2 every week, but Moore should be a fringe wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2 with upside every week until the end of the year, with matchups against Washington, Atlanta, Seattle, Indianapolis, and New Orleans again. That's an average opponent rank of 20th in the fantasy playoff stretch. Moore has proven he has a safe floor in tough matchups as well if you look at his games against the Rams, Packers, and Tennessee this year. Moore has taken himself from a young guy with upside to a 2020 fantasy darling. Let us know in the comments who you guys would like to see me break down next. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And for more hot takes, narratives, predictions, and fantasy analysis, check out our podcast and follow us on Twitter. I'll see you next time.